What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling! And here!
Wrestling?
Why?
It's wrestling.
It's wrestling. Why?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Why not? Why not?
It's fake.
Fake? What the hell are you talking about? Fake? It's not fake.
Fake.
Wrestling's not fake!
Okay, wrestling.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread. And how come I can? Oh, forgot one thing. Don't worry, I can't hear myself. Okay, I think we're there now. Anyway, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Welcoming you to Wrestling Gold Friday night, where we talk about the good old days of professional wrestling, back when wrestling was wrestling and wrestling was real, because damn it, it's still real to us. And I know I mentioned this a couple times. I need to see if I can contact whoever I need to contact to see if I can borrow that clip from that one dude. But anyway, yes, welcome to Wrestling Gold Friday night. Thank goodness it's Friday. Been one of those weeks. It started off kind of lame. Oh my gosh. Did I really say lame? I must be watching too many whatever movies. Anyway, didn't mean to sound lame because words like lame is, unless I've said it before, I might have said it before. Anyway, I digress. Start off kind of rainy and stuff like that. But then it got really busy really quickly. Everybody's trying to get that last minute stuff in before the holidays come in because, gosh, I'm inches away. Maybe taking some quality time off. It'll be so great. A nice long staycation. So if anybody got any plans for me, I need to text it to family and friends. If anybody's got any grandeur plans for me to do a whole lot, it ain't happening. I mean, I might, let's see, the Christmas thing, and depending on if something happens, I do have to work. I won't make it to that, but or what I'm talking about is New Year's plans. Probably do a New Year's dinner with family, but unless something happens, I have to work. So let's not do it this year. I even asked my supervisor, "Hey, you in good health? Good health? You doing good? You feeling good? All right, keep it that way. Keep it that way." Anyway, speaking of working people, besides myself, we know you folks know how we start off every Wrestling Gold Friday night. We open up a cold one, so if you're in the chat, hey, let me know what you're drinking this evening, whether it be an alcoholic beverage, a nice cold beer, a classy glass of wine, some champagne, a few shots of whiskey, or a bottle of tequila, or, daiquiris, or margarita would be fantastic right now. I sound like an alcoholic. But anyway, or if it's just a soda, if it's a soda, nice nice bottle of water, a glass of water, ice water, let me know what you're drinking. So to all those hardworking men and women who worked hard all week, and to the ones who are going to be working hard this weekend, cheers. Yeah, let's try not to drink it too fast. Because last week, I don't know if anybody watched last week. Last week, I kind of caught a little buzz, a little bit of buzz, and I was just laughing at stupid shit. Laugh at myself. That's what I do. Do that a lot. But yeah, of course, I always stall a little bit of time before I get into the nitty gritty. I got a few things to get to for us today in wrestling history, and also our watch along. No, it's not Glow, but it is the LPWA, the Ladies Professional Wrestling Association. I think they took it a little more serious than Glow did, or took wrestling a little more serious than Glow did. They had some good talent there, as far as I can remember. But we'll watch it all together, see what happens. Also, speaking of pictures this week, I still haven't found out what happened in the area by my job site. I do know it's like when I got there today, because I had. Hope y'all didn't hear that. I thought I shut all this off, but I guess I didn't. Let me do it again. Let's see. Notifications ranked. Okay. Now we're good. But yeah, when I got to the job site, because I had to leave that job site before they got back from lunch, because I had to go cover another job site. And when I talked to them today, they were like, "Oh, you didn't stick around all day yesterday." It's like, "No, I had to go check another site." And I was like, "Yeah, plus I got scared." Just kidding around, of course. It's like, first he was like, "What were you scared of?" It's like, "Oh, y'all didn't pass by all those cop cars and buses and everything else?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I was scared too. I was scared to come get me." Of course he was kidding because he's legal. Legal. But I know when they went to lunch today, I wound up having to go to the store today, and there were some ladies right on that road, right where it kind of forks off to, and be nice. I sit there, ask them if they're okay. They say yeah, and I just kept going. It's 2025. I ain't talking too much to people I don't know, especially women. Don't want to be put on no list and at my old age. But anyway, so I was like, okay, you okay? And I kept going. But when I got, because like I said, I just ran to the store, came back. When I came back, ate my lunch and then, or lack thereof, my snack, I guess you can call it, started hearing guns fire. And they kept firing and firing and firing. I was like, Okay, I'm not a hunting expert, but you know, uh, and this wasn't like, but this, fire, 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 kind of like that, but like a rifle, but not AR, or didn't set it on automatic. It was kind of pace, but I was like, oh, maybe maybe something happened and their husbands got busted and they think it's my fault. But nah, they're just hunting. I imagine that they were just out hunting, but just a little funny thought, I guess. But anyway, yes, uh other than that, still don't know what happened. So if you live close to Franklin, Georgia, let me know because I'm being nosy. Okay, I'm not nosy enough to go on Google to check it out yet. I was going to last night, then I totally, I got packed up and lay down for a few minutes, then just shut the lights off and drop my phone. I would like to say I had a good night's sleep, but not in hotel rooms. I sleep in intervals really bad. But they didn't, after last night's show, I didn't even think about it actually till this morning. And I had a coworker call me. He's like, "Hey, did you ever find out what happened?" It's like, "No, I have no clue." And Cap, who was on my chat yesterday, she was like, "Oh, it might be a sports team." I'm like, I don't think a high school team. And he kind of said the same thing. Well, he didn't say the same thing, but I kind of mentioned it, and I'm like, I don't, unless they're doing the state football finals at the Georgia State Stadium, whatever they call it, or Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Sometimes they do it there, I think. They're not doing a police escort thing. I mean, that's usually kept for like UGA and the Falcons and Georgia Tech. And maybe if there's another team, coming to Atlanta. But Lord behold, I guess there was some kind of championship game tonight. But the thing about it, there wasn't on school buses. This was a paying out bus, like a tour bus looking thing. I forgot what it said, but it did say some champions or something like that. And I forgot where it came from. It was like two buses, I guess, one for cheerleaders, one for the players. And that they had that much of a police escort, but there was a little bit, like 3 or 4 cars. But like I said, that their buses had their logo and paint and color scheme, looked like a tour bus, not a school bus. So I kind of just was like, oh, guess I better eat my words on that one, because there goes, I guess, a high school team or maybe a single A college or Division 1 or Division 3 college. I don't know. I don't know all those divisions in college. But anyway, so anyway, I know you didn't tune into the show to hear me babble about cops raiding somewhere for something and buses and all that good shit. You're here to talk about the sport of professional wrestling, and let's freaking do it. And of course, every week we do a Today in Wrestling History. Today is December 12th. The year is 2025, the year of our Lord 2025. And let's freaking go. As soon as I click here, okay, here we go. Boom. Boom. Let's see. Whoops. Son of a bee sting. There we go. All right. On this date, 1978, Mr. Uganda, a.k.a. Cyclone Negro, managed by Sonny King, wins the NWA Florida title from the American Dream, baby. Dusty Rhodes. He did it in Tampa, Florida, baby. They took the title away from Dusty Rhodes. I know they must have cheated, baby. Because we're talking about the American dream here. Talking about wine and dining with kings and queens. And swine. And added eating pork and beans, if you will, baby. Okay, enough of that shit. All right, on this date in 1980, Dewey Robertson, aka the Missing Link. I know a few weeks ago we did a watch along. I think was it Wrestling at the Chase or something like that, where Dewey Robertson, before he became the Missing Link, was in the match, and I was pretty impressed. I was like, man, this guy could have freaking worked, but I guess he didn't. It seems like he got a little bit of push in some of the territories, but it got to a point where it's like, okay, I need some kind of gimmick to get over. So let me, like I said, I apologize. I don't know how the Missing Link all came across. It's just totally different from the way Dewey Robertson was wrestling, and the Missing Link was brawling. Definitely two different characters. Again, I say this a lot. Kind of need to explore Dewey Robertson a little bit, because I know I mentioned a lot of times Bill Eadie, Mass Superstar, Demolition Axe. Dude needs to get his flower suit. Maybe just as Bill Eadie, because he did all this. Four was he? Yeah, four. The Mongol, Mass Superstar, and Demolition. All three different characters and stuff like that, and wrestle a whole different style. I don't think anybody can do that today. You'll be hard to find anybody who can do that today. But anyway, let's get back to it. So yes, Dewey Robertson teaming with George Wells. George Wells, a former NFL player. They won the Mid-Atlantic Tag Team titles from the Sheepherders, Luke Williams and Butch Miller in Richmond, Virginia. Also on this date in 1980, at the Omni in Atlanta, Georgia, Joyce Grable won a women's battle royal. Judy Martin defeated Winona Little Hart. Chad Briscoe defeated Killer Khan. Ted DiBiase defeated the Assassin #1. That was Jody Hamilton. Kevin Sullivan defeated Steve Kern. Of course, this is before Kevin Sullivan discovered, you know how people find Jesus and all that. Well, this was before Kevin Sullivan found Satan and welcomed Satan to his heart. He was just a Boston battler, Kevin Sullivan. But on that note, this is before Steve Kern became a Fabulous One. But anyway, yes, it was Kevin Sullivan defeating Steve Kern. Mr. Wrestling #2 defeated Mr. Saito in a $5,000 match. The Mongolian Stopper, another guy who's well respected. Don't hear too many bad things about him. Always people hear about him being a good worker, a good guy behind the scenes. And all around is a good guy. And had a character that got over, kind of lived the character a little bit, and all that good stuff. But yes, he would go on to defeat Jack Briscoe to win the NWA National Championship. Terry Gordy and Buddy Roberts, 2/3 of the Fabulous Freebirds, they defeated Robert Fuller and Stan Frazier. Of course, Stan Frazier, you probably know him more as Uncle Elmer. Bill Watts defeated Ole Anderson with special referee Bobo Brazil. Also on this date in 1980, John Tolos and the Assassin, they defeated Tom Pritchard and Al Madrigal to win the America's Tag Team title. It was a title versus loser leaves town match. So 1980, he might have been about to come to Atlanta for a short period, or it could be going to Portland. If anybody remembers the career of Tom Pritchard, let me know. Sad news on this date in 1982. Former World Heavyweight Champion Wild Bill Longson passes away after a lengthy illness following a stroke. He was 76 years old. On this date in 1985, Ted DiBiase and Stan Hansen win the All Japan Pro Wrestling Real World Tag League Championship, tournament they pretty much had for a month long, and All Japan Pro Wrestling. And it was Ted DiBiase and the bad man from Borger, Texas, Stan the Lariat Hansen, winning that year. On this day in 1988, it was this time the New Japan Pro Wrestling World Tag League in Tokyo, Japan. Antonio Inoki and Seiji Sakaguchi defeated Kenji Kimura and Tatsumi Fujinami in the finals of that one. And of course, Tatsumi Fujinami, he's actually got a couple of WWE Hall of Famers here. We got Antonio Inoki and Tatsumi Fujinami. Fujinami, a former IWGP Heavyweight Champion. And I guess for a little bit of brief time at least, they sort of acknowledged that he was the NWA/WCW World Champion. Him and Ric Flair had a match in Japan. It was like, I think they call it like Starrcade in Japan. But they had a match. Controversial finish, of course. Then that pretty much set up for the very first Super Brawl, which was Ric Flair and Tatsumi Fujinami in the main event, and Ric Flair wound up defeating him in that exchange. All right, on this date in 1988, we had the IWGP champion. Here we go, 2 years later. This was actually one of those rare occasions where the IWGP champion actually came to Memphis. So you had Tatsumi Fujinami defeated Tommy Lane. Oops. Also on that card, AWA World Heavyweight Champion Jerry the King Lawler defeated Kamala. On this date in 1992, Smoky Mountain Wrestling in Morristown, Tennessee at the East High School for a TV taping. It was Tracy Smothers defeating Dirty White Boy, Tony Anthony, Killer Kyle, and Jimmy Golden in an elimination match to become the first Smoky Mountain Wrestling Beat the Champ TV champion. Of course, Jimmy Golden, unfortunately, a lot of you younger people probably remember him as Bunkhouse Buck in WCW. Again, with these names. All right, let's see here. And last but not least, on this day in 1999, the WWF presented Armageddon in Fort Lauderdale, Florida at the NCR Center, drawing 15,749 people with a gate of $402,000 and 402,413,100 whatever. Yeah, a lot of money. Gosh. Yeah, $402,413 was drawn and on that night. Anyway, sorry about that. Get tongue twisted sometimes. Let's see. Do I remember let's run through the card, see if I remember anything of this pay-per-view. Some of these pay-per-views, especially getting close to 99, all that kind of can be a little bit of blur. But anyway, let's see. The APA won a tag team battle royal. Also in the match was Matt and Jeff Hardy, Bubba Ray and Devon, the Dudley brothers, the Crash Cousins Hardcore, and the Holly Cousins Hardcore and Crash Holly, Edge and Christian, and Too Cool, Brian Christopher, Scott Taylor, Mark Henry, and the Godfather. And rounding out the list is the Mean Street Posse. Kurt Angle defeated Steve Blackman. Yes, now I do remember this pay-per-view a little bit. Miss Kitty, who was Stacy Carter, the at the time wife of Jerry Lawler. A little bit of an age gap. Just a little bit of an age gap there. I think we made some jokes about that last week. But apparently they started dating when she was 18. I think that's what he claimed in his book. There's some other people that say otherwise. Anyway, not here to judge. But yes, Miss Kitty won the Four Corners evening gown pool match to win the WWF Women's Championship. Yeah, they had a lot of things for women at that time. Depends on how you look at it. Good thing they don't have a lot of these no more. Matches like this, the evening gown matches. Visually, I wouldn't mind seeing some of these in today's women's wrestling. The thing about it, I'm pretty sure they can. These women today probably outperform a lot of these women. Maybe with exception, maybe one or two. One or two would be able to hang with today's women's wrestlers. Two of them were a little old. One of them was just there for looks, but she didn't have much of a career. But anyway, also in the match was Ivory, one of those who definitely could have hung with today's women's wrestlers. BB, not so much. Jacqueline definitely could hang with today's. If she was in her prime, could definitely hang with today's women. And rounded out actually, Mae Young and the Fabulous Moolah were guest referees, so they weren't exactly in the match. I want to say, did they get themselves involved somehow? I could be wrong. But yeah, Mae Young, maybe back in their prime, yeah, but at this time they were way too old. All right. Hardcore and Crash Holly defeated Viscera and Rikishi. Val Venus defeated the British Bulldog and D'Lo Brown in a triangle match to win the WWF European Championship. Yes, this is during this time, and I think it stretched on for a few years. They was running the 4-way, 3-way matches totally in the ground. They only, even on Raw sometimes and SmackDown, so they're trying to get as much stuff in they can, much people into it as they can, so they will have a lot of these 3-ways and 4-ways a lot of times. Don't think they do that as much anymore. It's not as noticeable, or either I'm just numb to it, or I'm just like fussing about all the tournaments they have. Could be just that. Anyway, let's see. Kane defeated X-Pac in a steel cage match. Chris Jericho defeated Chyna to win the WWF Intercontinental title. Of course, like I said, Chyna was a trendsetter. Look at the size of the woman. She definitely didn't look like she couldn't kick a guy's ass. So, yeah, I think she was the first female to hold that championship. I think the only female too. But words can't describe how over she was during the time. With DX, a little after DX. Then when she got with Eddie Guerrero, the Latino Heat thing, that was over like Rover. But just couldn't. Sometimes people just can't hold things together. Anyway, The Rock and Mankind, the Rock and Sock Connection defeated the World Tag Team Champions, the New Age Outlaws, Billy Gunn and Road Dogg, by disqualification. WWF Champion Big Show defeated the Big Boss Man. And in the main event, it was Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H, defeated Vince McMahon in a no-holds-barred match. I think I remembered it. Pretty decent little match here as far as your hardcore style type stuff is. Or the no-holds-barred. Or not just that, just a part where a non-wrestler, even though Vince McMahon, big dude, big guy, doesn't takes his vitamins. I guess he said I heard opposite. I heard he's, I guess what you call a non-believer. Just what I've heard. Can't guarantee on that one. But so he probably didn't say his prayers exactly, but took his vitamins and trained hard. So, but sometimes when Vince or Shane got in matches, somehow, I mean, I wouldn't say they were 5-star matches. I wouldn't say they're the greatest matches in the world. I think if any match with one of the McMahons that's really famous, or at least two of them, they both involved Shane McMahon. Of course, Shane McMahon was in that match with Kurt Angle, where it took like 3 tries for Kurt Angle to suplex Shane through the glass because the glass wouldn't break. And of course, the other one off the top of my head is the Hell in a Cell WrestleMania match he had with The Undertaker. That was actually pretty decent. But Shane would do some crazy stuff. Anybody heard any news about Shane McMahon lately? But yeah, that's concludes today in pro wrestling history. Oops, didn't switch the camera. See, try to jar some memory. I wish I finally did for a while. Like, I think just about every episode of Smoky Mountain Wrestling was on YouTube. So I do remember seeing it on YouTube. I didn't see it as it was on because I think Channel 14 or 32 carried Smoky Mountain Wrestling for a little bit, but not long. I really don't remember Tatsumi Fujinami being in Memphis. And like I said, it must have been this one night thing. He was there, wrestled, went back to Japan. He was making his way, I guess, to trying to remember when Super Brawl was. I have to look it up. I mean, that could have been a thing too. That he just stopped through, got some Tennessee Memphis style barbecue. Said, "Oh, I want to wrestle Jerry Lawler." Jerry Lawler was like, "No, brother, I ain't wrestling you tonight because I own this territory and I'm not doing a job. Here, I give you Tommy Lane. Here's your payday. Wrestle Tommy Lane." Tommy Lane, of course, a member of the Rock and Roll RPMs with Mike Davis. Let's see. That's about all I can remember now. Yes, George Wells. He was a football player. Played at NFL. I want to say he played for the Raiders, but let me make sure. And at the time, I've been the Oakland Raiders. Let's see. Oh, that's what I'm looking for. Da-da-da-da. Let's see. George Wells. Okay, I could be wrong. Well, yeah, I was wrong. So, George, in 1971, he played in the American Bowl in Florida. He went to college. Let's see, where did he go to college? New Mexico State. He was a defensive end. Actually got drafted by the San Francisco 49ers in the 5th round of the 1971 draft. He played 8 seasons in the Canadian Football League with the Toronto Argonauts, Hamilton Tiger Cats, and Saskatchewan Roughriders as a defensive end, earning All-Star honors 4 years and playing in 5 playoff games and 3 Grey Cups. Of course, the Grey Cups is the equivalent of the of our Super Bowl. He also averaged 30 to 36 quarterback sacks during 4 of his last 5 seasons. So, guess he just couldn't turn to a NFL career. So yeah, this Grey Cup champion 1972, CFL All-Star 1974, CFL East All-Star 1972, 3-time CFL West All-Star 1974, 1975, and 1976. So let's see, he wrestled, early years. California, San Francisco territory, stayed in San Francisco, then went to Stampede around 78, 79. Then 79 went to St. Louis in the Central States, Mid-Atlantic, and then back to whatever CSW is. So I think he wrestled like once or twice in Georgia too. At least made a visit. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. So yes, he wound up going to the World Wrestling Federation and wrestled there from 84 to 86. I do believe he was in a match. What was it, WrestleMania 2, where he got DDT'd on a concrete floor, not cement floor, concrete floor, by Jake St. Roberts. So, 1986, he began wrestling in Memphis-based Continental Wrestling Association as Master G. Do remember that? Feuded with Junkyard Dog and Butch Reed. Let's see, breaking the leg of Reed in a ghetto street fight when he refused to release Reed from a modified figure 4. Also wrestled in World Class, feuding with Dingo Warrior. He and WCCW World Tag Team Champion Matt Bourne lost the titles to the Dingo Warrior and Lance Von Erich. He substituted for Buzz Sawyer. Let's see. Brief appearance for Dominic DeDucci's NWF All-Star Wrestling. Returned to Oakland, Wells is currently one of the leading drug counselors in the San Francisco Bay Area, having suffered from drug-related issues throughout his athletic career. He primarily works with teenage drug addicts, so good for him. Good for him, volunteered time mentoring young people about the dangers of drug abuse. But yeah, that's all I got. So, are we about ready for a watch along? Like I said, we got LPWA A today, or this evening, excuse me. Whoops. So yes, had a few people there you might recognize. Let me bring up some notes here. We'll probably definitely discuss the ones we remember. Whoops. Whoops. Let me go. Let's see. Bring up some more notes. Kind of wait for. Hopefully I'm online. I'd feel stupid if I'm not. You know, I did check and say, "Yep, you're live and live a color, baby." Da, 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 da. Okay. Whoops. I get some of my stuff ready here. There we go. So, Ladies Professional Wrestling Association, it was a women's, of course, professional wrestling promotion, which opened in early 1990s, I think 89 through 92. It was considered the successor of such women's promotions as Glow, but and different in that while Glow slanted more toward the WWF style sports entertainment, LPWA treated its product seriously and put its primary emphasis on in-ring athletics. Let's see. Thurston John Torberg founded the company in 1989. An incident occurred in March 1991, which Berg promised a Jumping Bomb Angels member, Norio Tatino, that he would give her a permanent job in the new company if she retired in Japan and moved to the United States. Berg, however, later backed out of the deal, and Sherry Montiel made the incident public. LPW produced 2 television series, the Super Ladies of Wrestling and Ladies Championship Wrestling from 1990 to 1992. Many of the other matches were also distributed and sold on VHS tapes. They held the first and only pay-per-view. Yes, this was WWE's Evolution wasn't the first women's pay-per-view. It was LPWA, the first and only pay-per-view Super Ladies Showdown on March 23rd, 1992, before closing down operations shortly after. Man, those pay-per-views, they cost money. They cost money to produce, people, obviously. Berg planned on promoting a second Super Ladies pay-per-view event in 2000, but the event was canceled. The pay-per-view was scheduled to feature women from around the world, including American wrestlers Debbie Malenko, Sherry Martel, Sweet Destiny, and Missy Hyatt. Japanese wrestlers Chikawa Shiratori, Akino, I'm not going to try, Ayako Hamada, and Australian wrestlers Amy Action, Rhea Riot, and former LPWA champion Susan Sexton. Let's see, LPWA Super Ladies Showdown was a professional wrestling pay-per-view from the LPWA. It took place February 23rd, 1992 at the Mayo Civic Center in Rochester, Minnesota. It was the only pay-per-view from the LPWA, which folded shortly thereafter. The main event was a match for the LPWA Singles Championship, which Terry Powers defeated Lady X. The event also featured the LPWA Japanese Championship. So yeah, we'll definitely go through tonight. If there's anyone we kind of forget, we'll definitely go right to it. So yeah, they didn't. Yeah, because I do remember watching on Superstars of Wrestling. Then they switched to PAL for Women Wrestling. I almost thought they was kind of the same thing, but obviously not. Let's see. But PAL was actually founded by the same person who founded Glow. That was David McLean. And actually, that was a precursor to, pardon me, that was a precursor to LPWA, according to this. And they had a good many people there as well. Anyway, while I get finished getting situated, let's go to this commercial break right now. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. If you made it this far in the video, you're having fun. You folks know what to do. Everybody says this, so let's go through the whole routine. If you enjoy it, click on that like button. Also, leave me a comment. Give me your opinions on anything I talk about tonight. Ask questions, or just drop a friendly hello. That's always cool as well. Also, if you enjoy listening to a fan, just like you folks at home, talk about the sport of professional wrestling, be a champ, click on that subscribe button. Now, back to our program. Hi. I kind of screwed that up. I should have said, here's a word from my sponsor. And joke will be, hey, I don't have a sponsor. I'm my own sponsor. Let me open this back up again. Da, 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 da. Sorry, folks. Just a little quiet here. Just kind of, there we go. Just make sure I'm still on. And get my stuff in order. Getting ready here. And let's see. Need to find a. There it is. Man, it kind of What's up, Joe King? How's it going? Yeah, it was cool this morning that warmed up. And man, when I got home, I stepped out of the truck and I was like, it's fucking cold. Not sitting in the bedroom like, man, it's getting a little chilly, so hopefully y'all don't hear that. Hopefully you don't traffic. Yes. I had to drive all the way to Franklin, Georgia to here. It took me about I think it took me a little more than 3 hours because I had to go 85 to 316 and all that, and man, it was just bumper to bumper traffic. Like when I mean 85, I mean like 85 past the airport was where I was at. So yeah, that sucked. But anyway, are we ready for a watch along? If we are, let's go ahead and boot this thing up. Like so, gave you a little brief history of the LPWA. Where did the thing go? There we go. So if we're ready, I'll do the little countdown. All right, we ready? All right, here we go. And 5. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play now.
And now, from Don Laughlin's Riverside Resort and Casino in Laughlin, Nevada, it's the Super Ladies of Wrestling.
Some more catchy tunes. Gotta love those catchy little stop music, or this might be like a actual song or actual music from something. What? Super Ladies of Wrestling. Now, could you imagine if the ring actually looked like that? Spoiler alert: the ring's not gonna look like that. Like the neon lit. Oh, look at it. Okay, everybody knows who Jim Cornette is. He's the guy with a tennis racket. But the guy sitting next to him is Joe Penasino. Remember that face. Remember that person. I mean, not to throw shade at the guy. Rest in peace. Huge part of my childhood. Thanks to him, got to watch all kinds of wrestling. So yes, Wally Carbo. He was, I think one of the commissioners, or I think he was a wrestler too. I think at one time, but he had definitely ties to the AWA and who Joe Penasino still owes you a T-shirt. That motherfucker. So Reggie Bennett, Terry Power, Susan Sexton, Medusa Michelli, and Bambi. Terry Power might look a little familiar. But yeah, like I said, not throw shade at the guy. Like I said, a big part of my childhood. Thanks to him, got to see all kinds of great wrestling. Thanks to Superstars Wrestling. But that's Bonnie Blackstone right there, who's doing the interview, or who's giving the interview, the blonde chick. That's his wife, or that was his wife. That's his widow. Like from here until he passed away, I think around 2020 or something like that. They were married that whole time. That was his wife. Oh, Alma Alvarez. And she's from Mexico, but don't wear a mask. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Did y'all hear? Oh, am I supposed to be laughing about that? Yeah, it's comedy. God dang.
Jonathan Blue away from the LPWA, I'm all for. We gave him a list of about 40 countries when we understood there were some top women's wrestlers. Maybe he'll visit all 40 if we're lucky. Yeah, we'll see him back here in about a year. Yeah, I figured you'd have some kind of sentiment like that, but you're going to change your tune, Pedicino, when Jonathan Blue comes back to the United States with one of the greatest wrestlers that we've ever seen. Wait a minute, Alvarez. Almost a three count and dangerous Denise Storm. I don't think it may just be me, but I don't. Well,
Oh, she missed that second one. So yeah, they did name drop Magnificent Mimi. She wrestled. Let's see, where all did she wrestle at? But yeah, she wrestled in AWA. I believe she wrestled in Herb Abrams UWF. She also was featured in the December 1989 issue of Playboy. Yeah, I'm looking it up. I don't remember that by heart. Uh, so yeah, she wrestled in AWA here. I think she wrestled in PAL as well, and she was in some movies. Push the Limit. Hey, there's a MC's MC. Gosh, I can't think of a good one. MC Scammer, the distant cousin of MC Hammer. But yeah, she was in movies called Streets of Rage. Oh my gosh, is that Burt Prentice? But is he calling himself Christopher Love here? What? The living. Oh, this is okay. That's Reggie Bennett. Uh, it sounded like she was coming out to some other music. Then they they dubbed it over. I guess whoever put out this video or whatever dubbed it over. La Gata. She's from Mexico and wears a mask. So Reggie here, she been wrestling the California Independence and LPWA. I actually went to All Japan Women's Pro Wrestling. She won the IWA World Women's Championship, defeating Manami Toyota, but lost it to Yakako and Inu. Won the All Pacific Championship. Let's see what else. And that's about it. And she was also, oh wow. So she's been in some movies as well. She was in the Space Hunter, Adventures of the Forbidden Zone, movie with Molly Ringwald in it. I remember that one. I thought it was pretty cool back in the 80s. Vendetta, don't remember that one. But she was also in Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone as a female arm wrestler. Muscle Rock Madness, I guess that was a video or something like that. And something else. Can't really Oh, Legata does some lucha stuff because she's from Mexico and wears a mask. Oh, okay. That's it. Is that Eddie Sharkey, the trainer of the Road Warriors? Rick Rude, John Nord, Nikita Koloff, Barry Darso. Oh, don't lie, Cornette. We sing your wife. I gotta say that's Reggie Rack. Okay, that one move she did earlier. I probably would have said, look, you need to keep that as your finisher. But I remember her. Was giving her a push. Reggie Bennett. Reggie Bennett was pretty popular. That's Misty Blue Sims. She was a former NWA United States Women's Champion. Who did this? I guess whoever created this or put it up on the YouTube decided to not get copyright hidden. So yeah, Heidi Lee Morgan and Missy Blue, they were team. What do they call themselves? Team America, and they were the tag team champions. The first tag team champions, and so yeah. By the way, yeah, Wally Carbo was a co-promoter and co-founder of AWA with Vern Gagne. But they lost the tag team titles, and Heidi Lee Morgan turned heel on Misty Blue.
It sure is. Team America is a name that has long stood for America and long stood for the American flag. And that's changes her tactics and turns her back on Misty Blue Sims and then picks up Comrade Orga as a partner and has the audacity to call themselves Team America. And that's why that ring announcer should be ashamed for calling them number 2. They are the one and the only Team America. Heidi Lee Morgan.
America, 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 fuck yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure about Orga or that lady in the ring right now. Heidi Lee Morgan, yeah. Free pork chops that haircut. Good gosh. The Beast. Yeah, I'm not sure if they was if they was going to remake the S Pat character. It'll probably be either one of those two women right there. Yeah, like I said, if they was going to do a remake of the It's Pat character, it could easily be played by one of these two women. Yeah, just don't think poor Heidi Lee. She's doing the best she can. Oh, man. Now I'm gonna have that song stuck in my head all rest of the night. America, fuck yeah. So yeah, Hailey Morgan looked pretty good in that match. She tried her best. So yeah, like I said, Misty Blue Sim, she was let's see, she was a one-time NWA United States Women's Champion. I think she held that championship for a long ass time. Yeah, she won in '86 and was on record still a champion in '88 when they deactivated that championship. Oh, they forgot a song. So yes, if she looks familiar, if Terry Power there looks familiar to you, there's a reason for that. She wrestled in the WWE as Tori. Um, she was trained by Brad Renegans and Roddy Piper, according to this. Um, was a valet to Scotty the Body. Joined LPWA in 1990 as Terry Power. And became the champion at the pay-per-view, which we uh, also which didn't last long because it was the promotion folded shortly thereafter. After the pay-per-view, let's see. She also teamed with Richie Bennett, like I said before. They was kind of pushing Terry Power and Reggie Bennett. She did wrestle for All Japan Women's Champion after LPW closed down. Then in 1998, that's when she ventured to the WWF or WWE, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I mean, I remember Terry Power or Tori. I mean, she was a professional women's bodybuilder. You know, did the fitness modeling. I think it's what they call it. It's a uh, well, like I said, when she got to WWE, she still was in good shape, but wasn't as big as she was here. Wasn't as muscular. Right. Yeah, yeah, a lot of these went except for uh the Beast and Olga. A bullshipper. Okay, that's Cat LaRue, and the other one's Linda Dallas. Okay, I remember the name Linda Dallas, but I don't think. Oh,
And of course, that's the way to do the most damage on one of those types of clotheslines. She throws her into the ropes, off she comes again, and this time it's an elbow.
yeah. I mean, I do remember Linda Dallas wrestling a few places. Women doing a superplex. Actually, I seen a Facebook post from Missy Hyatt. She was recently in Georgia, and she took a picture with her and Bonnie Blackstone together. I think they kind of, you know, had a little friendship that started back in the old Superstars of Wrestling days. And Lady X was a lady by the name of, well, she wrestled as um, Peggy Lee Leather. And she had like a lot of matches with Bambi. And I think, didn't Jim Cornette at his interview say Bonnie Blackstone made that for him?
Between you and me, we're gassing.
Submission hold, the reverse leg trip. Let's go to the center of the ring for a closer look. Initially, the offensive wrestler moves into the left side of her opponent. Next, the offensive wrestler moves her right hand around her opponent's head and locks onto her chin. Now, at the same time, the offensive wrestler steps her right foot across and through her opponent's legs, placing her right foot behind her opponent's right knee. Now with her left hand, the offensive wrestler reaches down and picks her opponent's left ankle, at the same time going into a backward roll, tripping her opponent to the mat. The offensive wrestler now has her opponent's left leg against her chest and fully hyperextended. To increase the pressure to the point of submission, the offensive wrestler simply keeps her opponent's leg hyperextended to her chest and takes her left foot and pushes to the inside of her opponent's right thigh. There you have it for LPWA Hold of the Week.
Team bonus gets over one fall. Introducing first at a total combined weight of 248 pounds, the team of Malaya Osaka.
Oh, Bambi. Bambi, real name Selena Majors. Hometown is Georgia. I do believe my older sister went to school with her. She is also my dad's favorite female wrestler. Malaya Osaka, she had a great career as well. She's a former NWA Women's Champion. Born in Honolulu, Hawaii. Made her debut in ladies professional here. Let's see. She actually wrestled ECW, Japan for her frontier martial arts, a little bit in WCW. So yeah, she definitely had a long career.
They're going to have to keep up the fast break offense. They're going to have to keep up the pace against these two girls because if they let Bad Black and Beautiful get them down, they may not be able to recover. Bad Black and Beautiful so far not able to get up. Did you see that karate kick right to the chest of Black Venus? And now she brings Venus down and she's got that arm barred. Malaya Hosaka's a little package of dynamite in the LPWA, and they tell me that one of the reasons she's doing so well, her opponents never know where she's coming from. Well, that's true. You know, Malaya Hosaka, we've seen it before. The trademark is to come up with an unexpected move out of nowhere.
But I do remember Bandy. I mean, she wrestled a lot in Georgia, Southern Championship Wrestling for Georgia, some in NWA. I think her and Susan Green or Susan Sexton. Crap. Yeah, Susan Sexton. They had an LPWA championship match on one of the Classic Champions. I'm not sure which one, but lot like I said, a lot of matches with Peggy Lee Leather, who was Lady X here. And I think she ended her career in WoW. But yeah, she was pretty talented at the time. I mean, quite possibly. I mean, if she was around or I mean, she's still alive and all that, but you know, at this age here and in her prime, she probably could hang out or hang with the today's talent. Jim Cornette, Jesus. And that it was a titty slap. Should have went for the tag there.
Situation around on a hit of a pin. She can just spin it. She can just spin it right around on your head then. Osaka with a big leg trip. Osaka just 19 years old. She's still in college. Had her first professional match when she was 15 years of age.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's breaking down in Tulsa, folks. Oh, Nevada. My bad. It's breaking down in Nevada. Barry said, screw it. I want to fight some more. And yes, the promotions Joe Penasino was involved in. Definitely, if Joe Penasino's promoting it, more likely Bambi was on the card somewhere. They went Broadway. Did he say Louis Spicoli's the timekeeper?
You're lucky to even be standing here next to me. You know, I really could make you a person.
So yes, that's the Tennessee wrestling promoter, Burt Prentice, at this time known as Christopher Love. Yes, your old lady. God dang. Yeah, that one probably should have been a no contest, but they said, nah, we're just going to call it a time limit draw. Tor Bird, producer Steve Edwards, director Tony Bond. Oh, Wendy Bass. So at least, I guess, yeah, Brand Rang is there to be, the ones that wasn't trained like, like Bambi. Bambi was trained by Moolah. I think when I read about Haley Morgan earlier, she was trained by Killer Kowalski. Excuse me, nah. She was also Haley Morgan was also trained by Fabulous Moolah and Johnny Rods. Let's see, who was it? Reggie Bennett was trained by. Oh, don't say. She says she started wrestling in California. Who was it trained by Kowalski? Ah, Misty Blue Sims. Misty Blue was trained by Killer Kowalski. So Sims got into wrestling after learning to box and being part of an all-female boxing show. From there, was invited to Killer Kowalski's wrestling school, where she's trained for 18 months prior to her first match. Let's see. Made her debut in a battle royal at Wrestle Rock from AWA. Then went to National Wrestling Alliance, where she was awarded the United States Women's Champion. Let's see. Was never the main champion. And of course, she was in an angle where she acted like she was wanting to learn from Jim Cornette and Midnight Express, only to kind of turn against him because there's going to be a six-man tag, Magnum TA, Dusty Rhodes against Jim Cornette and Midnight Express. But Jim Cornette said, hey, your partner's got to be less than 160 pounds or something like that, and below a certain height. But she was like, then she got on TV. It's like, oh yeah, I want to learn some of these high flying moves like the Midnight Express, and they got in there. And she wound up drop kicking Cornette, and they had her, I guess, one arena match. So she was married to a guy named John Sims prior to becoming a professional wrestling. Sims and her husband John appeared and performed in several pornographic films during the early to mid 1980s, with Sims performing under the pseudonym name Bunny Hatton. In 1983, Sims appeared in a pornographic film, Slit Skirts, with Ron Jeremy. Let's see. Malaya Hosaka. Yeah, Osaka also was trained by Killer Kowalski. But yeah, Osaka made her debut in 1987, retired in last year, 2024. Oops, why's my screen going blank like that? So yeah, like I said, they took their wrestling a little more serious. That's the reason they had somebody like Brad Rannigan there to help, be an offensive trainer, learn holds, learn how to work, stuff like that. Because even though Brad Rannigan's mainly stayed in AWA, I can't really remember where else he might have wrestled at off the top of my head, but he was a collegiate wrestler. I think he was an Olympic wrestler as well. So legit wrestler, pretty good in the ring. probably not the most sparkling of personalities, but pretty decent in the ring and stuff like that. But so they need a trainer. Yeah, I think Renegas was trained by Vern Gagne. He's included a long list of other people Vern Gagne trained. Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, Ken Patera, name it. So yeah, he kind of, I guess he would be called an agent. I guess that's what it seems like. Even though they call him trainer, I imagine he was more of a agent for the girl, because a lot of these girls did not, like, I'm just kind of look up a lot of these from on Wikipedia, and some of them don't even have Wikipedia pages. Even though I remember hearing about seeing Cat LaRue and Linda Dallas on, again, if or NWA Saturday Night or something like that had a women's match, more likely one of these females were in it, along with Susan Sexton, Misty Blue Sims, Bambi, of course, and Peg Lee Leather, which I mentioned a few times. But yeah, I mean, look like some of these. Of course, like I said, Terry Powers, she went up to become Terry. Tina Moreta was there, who went to the WWF as Ivory. She was also in Glow, actually. Tina was. So I do remember her from Glow. Remember her from wrestling LPWA, and I think she wrestled for PAL too. I could be wrong. I know. Yeah, she was also in PAL. Wrestled a little bit for Herb Abrams UWF, not Bill Watts' UWF. Don't get confused, people. If basically if you pull up a UWF video and it says something about backlot brawl or whatever the heck it was, or it has like a blue, yellow, whatever. Yeah, Tina Ferreira. Yeah, she wrestled as Nina, Tina Moretti, Tina Ferreira. Few names for selling, or Nina, of course, Lisa Moretti, or Moretti, and of course Ivory. That'd be cool to have. Too bad I didn't like totally look everything up. I mean, look like I was just looking up Ivory. She kind of pretty much lived a clean life. But yep. So a lot of names here. Some of them are pretty good. Like I said, what was her name? Malaya Osaka, just kind of getting her feet wet at the time. For basically a large group of women who were just learning, but had people in there who they can work with. Wasn't that bad. I say a little bit better than what I remember. Glow, yeah, a little too cartoony. But maybe one day, maybe when everybody's on vacation or something like that, I'll pop up a stream and just say, "Oh yeah, I'm watching Glow." I don't know if I want to. I don't want to make my audience suffer with Glow. I mean, even though, like I said, as a kid, I'm probably watching now and find it hilarious, tongue in cheek, but I know how some people get a little serious about their wrestling. which I don't know. Like, I know, I keep saying LPWA was had the first women's pay per view, but they did have a mixed tag team match. Um, Wait a minute, did they? Wait a minute, no, they didn't. Not according to this. It might have been huh. Yeah, I think they had. Well, yeah. According to this card, it was all women. So, yeah. So when WWE talks about Evolution being the first all women's pay per view, no, it was LPWA. Yeah, I mean, she was kind of a natural in that camera. She fit that role pretty good. I think she had a shot in WWE. I just don't know if they at the time WWE didn't highlight women like that as much as they do now. I think they really wanted Missy Hyatt, but um, but Missy didn't want to just be a backstage interviewer. I think. But but Bonnie was pretty good at that role, being kind of the straight person, not like no funny shit. Had someone else do the color commentary. But like I said, I mean, kudos to her. I mean, obviously, they met, they fell in love, and they stayed married till, like I said, unfortunately, Joe Pensino. Oh, let me look it up here. There we go. Oh, so yeah, he passed away in 2020 at the age of 70. Um, like I said, he had to deal with WATL 36, showed ah 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 8 8 hours of wrestling on Saturday nights. I got to watch them get, like I said, got to watch them UWF, Mid South, World Class, Continental, Memphis, Puerto Rico. Then they had, the LPWA. They did show WWF for a while. Then I think they was trying to add in a different promotion, or probably the Power Pro Wrestling, which was UWF as well. I think they was trying to add that. And when they kind of discussed the time slot thing with the WWF, of course Vince wasn't happy. Then Vince was, shot back and said, "Hey, why don't you just play 8 hours of just us?" And Joe Pensino was like, "No, no, we're good." So for a while there, they just did not show WWF. They showed, just about everybody else but the WWF. Showed NWA Pro special. Showed a lot of NWA after they bought UWF. They show AWA as well. So yeah, like I said, as a kid being a wrestling fan, I was spoiled rotten. Then you had, like I said, WXIA Channel 11 on I think Saturday around like sometime between 11 and 1. I can't remember the actual time slot on Saturdays. They would show ICW, and sometimes they show ICW late at night. And of course, they would also show Saturday night's main event. I think Channel 5, but Saturday afternoons would show WWF. I think they also did broadcasted Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling as well. Gosh, trying to think of other wrestling I did watch at the time. And I think, it was Channel 69 that showed Glow. Don't forget about Deep South and the Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia All Star. They were see, I guess since Joe Penso did own it, they did show Global a little bit. Then it was just an ESPN product at the time, or broadcasted. But yeah, lot of good stuff there. Lot of good stuff. But yeah, Blackstone was very attractive and could talk. Could talk. I mean, isn't like she wasn't flash in the pan. I mean, especially when I kind of went back and watched this just now, watching because I did kind of watch some global stuff. I think last year I was like, Bonnie Blackstone wasn't that bad. I mean, hell, I think if she wanted to, she can probably have a job now. Probably not. I mean, she's a little older, and um, according to this, she's 60. Uh, and she probably retired, don't care. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, she has her hands. Uh, they were definitely, from what I read about them, they were definitely entrepreneurs. Um, last night it says in 2017 she formed her fourth LLC company, Marketing Behind the Mic, a company specializing in corporate and commercial video production. Let's see. I think yeah, it's kind of hard to kind of really see what she's doing now, but definitely they I know they operated radio stations together, a lot of local TV stations. Yeah, AWA came on ESPN for a long time. Then I guess when they quit showing AWA, they started showing Global Wrestling Federation. It was on ESPN for a while, and I think I guess technically Global was the last as far as uh, first run new product wrestling they would show until now. ESPN Plus carries the WWE premium live events, but I think ESPN Classic would show. I think they still own the footage of whatever was shown on ESPN during those times. Kind of like the same deal with Global, because I remember ESPN had ESPN Classics, uh, and they would show old Global and old AWA shows because they still own that portion of the library. And not sure who opened. I guess Vern owned another big portion of it that he sold to. Oh, really? Well, I read somewhere where Hayden Young is opening up a like a bar or distillery or something like that in Roswell. Good for him. Oops, where am I going? I got stuff over here. Yeah, I didn't read that part. I know they said she was getting remarried or something like that. Try. Yeah, I think this will be her third marriage. Oh, okay. See, I seen a title of an article that did say Lillian Garcia engaged to WWE's a WWE star's former tag team partner. Well, good for him. Yeah, I did kind of read like a little article where he's going to be open up like a bar or something like that, a bar restaurant in Roswell, I think. And it's kind of hard to read articles from some people because they got to put their political 2 cents into shit. It's like, dude, just announce it and wish them good luck and go about it. I mean, damn. It's it's tough to start any kind of business. Yep. Yeah, just had read that. Huh. 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 Like I said, congratulations to Hayden. I just read his real name there and I forgot it. But he was a guy who looked like he was. I mean, dude was in shape and everything else. Could do the high flying moves, and some reason just couldn't get past. Couldn't get past that level. But I mean, I almost want to say if you seen them together as a tag team, whatever, you thought, okay, one of these people might make it. One of them, maybe. And it wasn't like they were two. Didn't look like there were two people that wouldn't make it. But I was kind of thinking Hayden Young probably be because TNA was around at the time in the X division. I was like, well, maybe he can flourish in the Ring of Honor and maybe in TNA. And I didn't think Woods would be like TNA, then WWE, NXT, WWE, be the star he is now. But I thought kind of same thing. Maybe. I mean, why see him go to TNA? It's like, well, good for him. He's going to be kind of stuck there, but give the dude credit. He kind of put his nose to the grindstone, worked at it, got into NXT, and now he's, like I said, one of the bigger stars in the WWE, part of the New Day. Yeah, I do remember. I do remember them tagging up and everything. The Awesome Attraction, because Hayden Young was awesome. Hey, no, wait a minute. Hayden Young was the attraction. Hayden Young and Awesome Austin Creed was Xavier Woods. And reason they call because I think there's a little feud with I think it was the Wildside television title. I don't think they totally went to Anarchy yet. I could be wrong, but Jeff Lewis was the feature presentation. Call himself the feature presentation. They had like a little feud, and they kind of gave Hayden Young the tagline, "The Attraction, Hayden Young," and now Jeff Lewis wrestles as Neil Koloff. When he does wrestle, I think Jeff Lewis went by the name Jeff Lewis Neal when he was like a DJ. Was part of like some morning show in the Carolinas, one of Carolinas. Yes, you did. Oh. Yes, you did. Right off the dude's back. Or was that Truett Fields? Yeah, because I think I think it was one of those shows where a bunch of people had raffle tickets, and of course, or did you have to buy it? I can't remember. Yeah, I thought you bought a raffle ticket in hopes you'll win a DVD. I think I bought one too, but like I said, fortunately this night I didn't win what you won. Straight off the dude's back, you won the Hayden Young autographed T-shirt. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, somehow I think I remember that. I think he went to Marines or something. Yeah, can't remember. But anyway, I think I'm about to call it a night tonight. Getting a little hungry. Of course. But appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. And if you didn't watch this live, of course, and you watch it on the after streaming, hit me up in the chats or hit me up in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are. Any LPW memories, or just say hello. Also, if you enjoyed it, click that like button, and don't forget, be a champ, hit that subscribe button. See, I'm getting tired. Okay, so yeah, they were Anarchy. So I can't remember. They kind of blended together a little bit. It's been so long. But yeah, they were pretty good. They were pretty popular. I think that's when man, talking about it going from maybe 50 people in that place to all of a sudden 250 sometimes. I guess statute of limitations are out and nobody runs Cornelia no more in that building. Man, once that Devil's Rejects thing took off, good gosh. I think for at least a solid year and a half straight, man, they were like, they kept that place packed. I mean, when the Devil's Rejects first came in and was taking over, and they didn't like Anarchy because they were Wildside, Tank, Iceberg, Dan Wilson, who became the Reverend. Who else? Azrael. Okay, yeah, I remember it was a tag, like a fan appreciation night. And I forget if it was like a raffle or they gave you tickets you went in. Yeah, I was trying to decide which one was it because I think I remember getting a ticket and it didn't win shit, which I'm not complaining. Not complaining. At least it wasn't a shirt off the dude's back. Oh, I'm never gonna let you live that one down. Which, okay, it's not his fault. You know, it wasn't like he was really wanting to win that one. I mean, like me, I was one. I mean, if this is a T-shirt, it was just going to be a regular Anarchy T-shirt or a DVD or something. But I didn't win jack shit. And I was happy. The happiest guy not to win anything that night. Because winning something could have been worse than winning nothing at all. But anyway, yeah, like I said, that does it for tonight. I hope you folks have a good one. Be safe this weekend. You folks have a good one. Take it easy. Whoops, wrong button. And until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Ronald Ray here saying thank you for checking out my video. If you don't mind, go ahead and click that thumbs up button, leave a comment, and share this video with family and friends. I would also appreciate it if you would subscribe to RP2 Vision, where I cover the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. Now don't forget to click the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified when my other weekly content is available, like Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, WWE Raw Recap, and AEW Dynamite Recap. I also have 2 live streams. Every Thursday at 8 p.m., it's Spot Show Live Stream, where I discuss the latest news in professional wrestling. And on Friday nights at 8 o'clock p.m., it's Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where I discuss the good old days of professional wrestling. When wrestling was wrestling, wrestling was real because it's still real to us. Folks, have a good one and take it easy.